back on the bus, man. We're back on the B6.
God,
back on
what's
the bus,
good,
man. What's going on?
Ain't nothing, man. Welcome to the B6, folks. We got another show. I'm actually gonna kick this one off, I guess.
I got the topic for the day, man. I called it "This Is a Man's World," man. Who sang that song? Was it James Brown?
Shit, you actually hood, you're gonna say Beanie Siegel.
This is a man's world. I don't remember Beanie Siegel saying that.
Shit, it's a classic, man. You gotta listen to it.
I probably should. I do rock with Beanie, man. There's a couple stuff. I never listened to his whole album. Yeah, like, this is in the ear.
I seen they had a picture with Memphis Bleak and Beanie Siegel and somebody, and I'm like, he don't look good. He looks old, bro.
Because they are old. Like,
no. You check him out.
Wait, I see Beanie. Like he's skinnier and his voice is hoarse. But speaking of people, Jay-Z, like I seen him the other day. Like, that is my favorite artist. And seeing him the other day, he had like full dreads, like thick dreads. I'm like, yo, Jay-Z with dreads. Like the way he looked now and how he was back then, I would never think this is the look he would go for. What do you think about Jay-Z with how he look now with dreads?
This is into his lyrics. I'm a big Jay-Z fan too. I mean, it's just he's just making a statement. Like he even said it in one of his lyrics, like in the corporate office with the dreads. Like, I mean, he's changing what the perception of is a business person. If that makes
I get
sense.
it. I get Jay always he's
basically just he's always doing that to open other doors for people who would never.
I don't know if I like that look. I get it. He and that's the kind of guy he is, but I just don't know if that fit him. Like maybe because I just saw him for the first time like that. I'm like, bro, what the hell's going on? Like that don't look like Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z, he was doing an interview with what's the woman name? Oprah's best friend Gayle. He's doing an interview. I didn't watch it. I just saw bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, Jay. Right? I haven't seen the full thing. I just saw clips. I'm like, man, that does not look like Jay-Z, but you know, still a big fan. Let's get into this topic. This is a man's world. I'm gonna play something. Hopefully, everybody could hear it, and we'll take a couple seconds to listen to it, and then we'll react. So let's hit the play button.
You live in a 50-50 household.
No. Are you serious?
They say that.
Man is to provide and protect. My mother said to me and how she raised Wesley and I, if you have a wife and she has a job too, one of y'all got to go. I believe a woman should work if she wants to work it, but if she doesn't want to work, a man, not a grown boy, is supposed to provide and protect. When I married Gladys, I never would forget when we went to the closing. I never ever shared this before. And she had a check, I had a check. And I said, your money does not spend here. Her mother said, what a man.
Touche.
I said, you sing if you want to sing. If you don't want to sing, you don't have to sing. A man's job is to look out for his family, to protect his family, to provide his family.
Yes.
If I have to work 2 or 3 jobs to do that, I'm going to do that.
Wow.
Now, if a woman wants to work, that's her goal. Whatever money that she earns, she should keep that for herself.
Yes.
But not to pay bills. Come on.
All right. So a little background. This guy, Les Brown, I didn't know. I knew he was very famous. I knew he was famous or popular in the world of like motivational speaking. I listened to a lot of his motivational like quotes and stuff like that to get you going. But I did not know he was the husband of Gladys Knight. That's what he was talking about. If you want to sing, you could sing. So this is Gladys Knight's husband, and Gladys Knight made a good question. I don't know. So it's like, yo, if Gladys Knight makes a ton of money, so he's saying yo, your money, if you want to spend your money, you can spend your money, but you don't have to. Like, you don't even have to work. You don't even have to sing. So he's like, yo, I'm a man. I'm going to provide for my family. And even if I got to work 2-3 jobs, I'm going to do that. So the question, and
you don't believe in a 50-50 household,
which is a good question. It's like, what do you think? What do you believe? Do you believe in the 50-50 household thing?
I'm sorry. I was trying to look up the singer Gladys Knight.
Yes, the Gladys Knight, bro.
Man, I was trying to do a little bit of homework for you, man. Find out who's this guy.
Les Brown. I just told you.
All right,
but
what does he do?
For what I know, he's a motivational speaker. Like, he goes around, he does public speaking, he does engagements like that, and he get paid a lot of money. You know, public speaking is the highest paying job right now.
That kind of threw me off with that's Gladys Knight's husband, because now I just went straight to Gladys Knight. Like, I didn't even know she was married. Let me see, and all this other stuff. So a lot of things is running through my mind right now. The first thing when I was listening to him, I'm just, when you first showed me that clip, I was like, who is this pimp ass motherfucker?
Definitely old school thinking.
Whatever. I mean, just the way he was talking, it's like, I was almost kind of like, I'm not gonna say hating, but it's like he was saying everything that I don't see what woman wouldn't like fall for. Like, oh, all my money is mine and you gonna pay for everything. Oh, and even if he is married, he's pulling ass on the side. That's how I'm thinking. I'm like, just saying that. I mean, the way he's carrying himself, his tone, and every woman is gonna flock to him. That's my first grasp of when I was listening to him. Now, the way his thinking is very old school. There's not a lot of women that probably, even if you offer them that, is going to take it. In my opinion.
I disagree, but go ahead.
People want to be independent now. You're seeing a lot more women marketing dollars or marketing dollars towards women being independent and leading the household. Now you're telling me, oh, you don't have to do that anymore. And if you do it, it's all your money.
Yeah, if you want to, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of families out there that need both incomes. So he said, yeah, well, she could, if she wants to work, she can. I'll work 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs just to make sure all our bills are paid. Yeah, that sounds good, but a lot of people can't afford to do that, especially in this time. Like, you basically calling all the men out there that need the wife's income boys in this type of economy. Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds
I mean,
good,
that's how he was brought up.
And I get it. And here's another thing. I don't like the way that social media is portraying how men should be and what is expected of a man. There was a post up where they said for first dates, places that women should not accept to be taken. And I saw another one. It was 2. One put a list up, and it had like regular restaurants like Red Lobsters, Olive Garden, stuff like that, like decent restaurants. I could see if they said McDonald's, Burger King as a first date. Yeah, but even if you're a teenager, that's not a bad first date. So I don't think you should shame, but basically social media is shaming men for doing certain things. And you don't know what my living situation is, what I'm trying to build up to. Maybe I can't afford to take you to a 5-star restaurant, but I'm trying to build my own empire first.
I remember, speaking of restaurants, and let me jump in real quick. Someone said to me before, why are you always taking your wife to those chain restaurants? Never thought about it.
Who said that?
Someone back a woman said that to me. Like, why are you taking your wife to a chain restaurant? She made a good point. I didn't thought about it, but sometimes it's good. Like that article or that video or whatever you saw going around.
What I was
social
talking
media.
about was a first time. Like they were saying, women should not accept on a
I
first date.
kind of agree with that. Like the chain restaurants is kind of, you gotta step your game up, fellas.
No,
Like
but then look. So I was
don't
supposed to
take
take
for a
you.
first date to for a chain restaurant. I would
Yeah.
agree with that. Take them a little higher up, like to show them that you care more. Like a chain restaurant, I kind of like you said, a Red Lobster, Olive Garden. I wouldn't first date if I was out there. I wouldn't take them to a Red
All right,
Lobster.
let me ask you this: why? Because we're gonna go off topic. Because this is a good topic, by the way, but it's so many layers to it.
There's a lot of layers.
So I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna ask you why real quick, and then I'm gonna tell you what I think about. Because you said first date, it shouldn't be those type chain restaurants. It should be kind of a step up. Go ahead. Why?
Yeah, because is first impression. You want to impress her, and chain restaurant, I don't think is the way to do it. It's kind of for not a lower class, but it's like you could do better. And if you want to show someone you're interested, you want to show out, you want to impress, you want to show her a good time. And a chain restaurant, like, you know, we could go to a chain restaurant. She could go to a chain restaurant anytime. Like she want to go somewhere she's never been. So when you never been, it's probably a restaurant that you never heard of, or like something is not well known, but you know the food is a little bit more upscale, a little bit more classy because there's only one of it. Chain restaurant is like it's 50 whatever Olive Gardens all around everywhere. It's like more than likely she's been there. So you want to impress her, take her somewhere nice that she hasn't been, or you know, attempted that she hasn't. You don't know if she's been or not, but you want to impress her. First impression.
I'm gonna kick game to everybody right now. Listen to this. You got your pen and pad out. Right.
I've been out the game a long time, so but I'm not gonna take any notes, but I'm listening.
All right. The best thing that you could offer a woman on a first date is your plan, is your vision. What you see is gonna take your path to, and if they want to ride along with you, they can, or we can do this together. Maybe your plan, if you share yours with me, I could see us going in this path. And that's what the first date should be all about. Where's your path going? Where you see, hey, I'm just trying to fuck these hoes for the next 2-3 months, go to school, do that. I'm just saying that might be his plan. And then when she say her plan, I'm like, okay, well, your path is this way, mine's is that way.
First date though, bro? Like you're just getting to know each other. Like
exactly.
You want to get married or first date type of thing?
No, but so you not reading what I'm saying. So
committed
on the first date, you talking, you getting to know each other, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with a plan. Hey, my plan. What are you trying to do? I mean, I'm not trying to say
just trying to have
at the
fun.
date you say something corny or like off or throwing the person off or like, you know, making a person disinterested by saying, what's your 5-year plan? That's some old school shit that nobody wants to really talk about. They just do it or say it. So you could say, hey, what are you trying to do? What do you want out of this relationship? And then you can just tell them whether it's just fucking or whether it's a family, whether it's a career, whether it's a business or a company or something like that. The point I'm saying is that those chain restaurants, it don't matter where you are because everybody's living conditions is different. Maybe I'm from the hood and I ain't got it, but I just know I like you. So, hey, let's go right here to Popeyes. We ain't even got to eat in it. I'm not saying this is just an example. Like, so I know you're like, why the fuck would I take somebody to Popeyes? I'm talking about the teenager that's making $3.50 an hour, or the one that got, I don't know, a baby mother or something with child support. I don't know, but they still they know that this one is the one.
You know the first
what I'm
date,
saying is that,
yeah, go ahead.
Huh?
Go, yeah. No, go ahead.
What I'm saying is that the internet has gotten these women brainwashed on, oh, you could do better. Okay, you're gonna keep looking for that one that can do better, and maybe that one that can do better don't want you. You passing up the ones that want you because you saying, oh, he don't have it right now, but maybe he got a plan to get it.
And that's why I wanted to talk about this topic because I know your your feelings, and I know I don't want to mention his name. Someone used to
Oh,
follow,
get out of here,
and I hear a lot of that in you right now. But I'm just thinking about the first the first date.
I didn't say I
Nah, nah,
don't agree with the I didn't
no.
look, I didn't say I don't agree with Teddy Pendergrass because that's who you
No.
sound like. You sound
Well, before
Billy D. Williams ass suck on my soup.
I just want to tell you,
Get the fuck out
because I'm not single. I'm not single. I'm married. I've been married for a long time. I'm not gonna say anybody else because I'll probably get it wrong. But I remember my first date with my wife was at the movies. We went to the movies. That was the first date. I remember my wife. It wasn't the second or third date. I can't remember. It might have been the second date. Not sure. But she took me to Park Slope, and we went to some Italian restaurant in Park Slope. She took me, and it was to me, honestly, that was the first time I've ever been to like a restaurant. And I think I was with my wife when I was like 18, 19. So that was the first. She took me, and she impressed me by taking me to that place. So again, it's like you want to impress someone, you want to give some kind of lasting memory. Take them to somewhere special, somewhere nice. So I agree with not you, but what you heard about not the chain restaurant. I just feel like you should try to impress them. I don't want to stay too long on it. I mean, I'm not.
This is the last thing. Look,
wrap it up on that part. Yeah.
The last thing. If you have the resources, if you have the money to do something at a nice restaurant, do it.
Right.
But you don't have to go to a restaurant. You can go to somewhere that's creative, like the park or something like that, and
cup of coffee, whatever it is.
Capture the same intimate feelings or the imagination that look, he's not just trying to take advantage of me. He actually likes me. He put some thoughts into it. But back to what I was saying, like that list, like, you can't take me here, like. Yeah, don't take me there. You could be more creative. Maybe I'll take you to a park. The park wasn't on the list, was it? I don't know. But
because you might get a woman and she might be turned off of like, yo, he's taking me to Red Lobster. She might not be impressed, right? So I mean, it's like two sides. Like you doing what you could afford. You doing what, and then the other side is like, okay, you better impress me. Don't take me to Red Lobster. Don't take me to Popeyes. It's like they want to be impressed. So I just think you should put your best foot forward at all times, especially your first impression.
You shouldn't shame
maybe the second date.
Maybe what I'm saying at Red Lobster.
I get what you say, but you might not even get to that point because she's already disinterested and she's already turned off because you took me to Red Lobster, bro.
So look,
so you got the first impression. That's all I'm saying. You got to make a good impression. Like you want to put your best foot forward, whatever that foot is. Even if it's saving up your last, like you want to impress the woman, you want to do your best. You're trying to take it somewhere, so you want to put your best foot forward, even if it means scraping up whatever and taking her to a very nice restaurant. I think you should do that because you're looking at the future. You want to get to the second step. You can't get to the second step without taking a big first step. That's my point. Not that you're wrong. For me, I agree with what's out there as far as just trying to impress the lady if you're trying to see more of her, like doing your best to impress her. But really want to get more into that topic. Like, do you agree with it or not? 50-50 household. Do you agree with having a 50-50 household? Or you think a man should be the breadwinner and should be 100% him? And if she wants to work, she could work. If she don't, no, stay home, take care of the kids.
I think
your opinion.
My opinion
personally, your thought on what you believe.
My opinion is the first impression, the first date, whatever, you're gonna grasp what this topic is all about. Because that's why I said, no matter where you are, the atmosphere is set. If I'm telling you, look, all I want to do is for hoes, you won't even have to think about, hey, is he gonna pay the household? You gotta ask yourself, do I want to be with this person? So should a man always pay everything if the man can? And you have that type of woman.
Let me just ask a quick question. Do you pay for the first date?
Yeah.
You pay. So, okay, that's kind of going to what he's saying a little bit, but go on. I just wanted to know. So as a man, you definitely pay for the first date, but you don't believe in the 50-50. But go on. I'm not even
no,
I'm
I'm
not
not
on
saying
his
I don't believe
side, but
50. I don't believe in 50-50. I'm saying it's just all depends on
you
the
do believe in
man's
50-50, but you paying for the first date.
what? No, I'm saying it depends on the situation. For me personally, okay, my thinking and what I cover as far as the bills and the household and how things are paid is changed dramatically through my lifetime. You know, especially
How
from
so?
from my yes, especially from where we're from. I'm come from we come from an area, time, place where trust is a big thing. I don't trust you, so me taking you out to a fucking 5-star restaurant, I may not trust you. I may never take you there. You may just be just a one night thing. So why am I taking you to an upscale place? It all depends on where you fit in the category in my life right now. Is where you're gonna be. I'm not gonna take you to Ruth Chris and your ass was somebody that I just saw, you know, I'm not that interested in like that. You know what I mean? Or in passing, I know I'm never gonna see you again. We're gonna go to AHA, or we're gonna go over here where nobody sees us. You know what I mean? That's just my thinking. But as far as paying for everything, everybody is not privileged or ever going to be able to do that, especially with the economy and what it is right now. Some people might have to set up where we paying 50-50 for everything. Me personally, where I am right now in my life, I want to be able to pay for everything in the household. I don't want to be complaining about you pay this, you pay that, and be upset about money. I've had plenty of relationships in the past, and money was always one of those things. Hey, you ain't pay this, I ain't pay that. You know, I'm not doing that. If I can afford to pay everything, we pay everything, and then your money is going to be our money for it's like going out and spending and things like that. But that's just me.
Okay, so you pay all the bills, and then whenever you guys go out, she's paying for
Not all the time. Not all the time.
stuff like
Not all
that.
the time. And I'll tell you that it might came off a little bit like, oh my God, it looks off. Because at times, I'm gonna tell you something right now. We go out to eat. She picks up the check. I always feel like I'm supposed to grab it every time. So a lot of times when we go out, especially in settings, they'll give me the check. They walk away. She grabs it, put her card in, and it's done. But that's not in every case. That's like half the time, or maybe even 10% of the time. A lot of times I'm paying when we go out.
Okay, so that's why it's interesting because, and we should give our own perspective because for everyone is different. For me, it's one account. It's a joint account. Whether she makes 60% or 40% or how I've been married for a very long time. So there's years that I've made more money. There's years that she made more money. But it's always been one account. So wherever we go, whatever we buy, it's coming out that one account. It's a joint account. So whoever pulls out the card and pays for the meal, in my case, it really doesn't matter. I could pull it out so it could look like I'm the man and look like I'm paying the bills, but it's coming from the same account.
Do you agree with what he was saying?
No, I don't agree with him. I just know a lot of men like him, and that's why I wanted to talk about, because I know a lot of men. My father was kind of like him. The only reason why my mother went to work is so she could have her own money. So I guess my father was like him. I don't know if he encouraged her to stay home, but she did stay home, and when she did go to work, her money was just her money. My father paid all the bills, everything he paid for, and her money was just for her. And I don't know if he wanted it like that, but that's how it was. So I grew up like that. I have in-laws, I have cousins, and whatever that does the same thing he does. They want their wife to stay home. The good thing about having your wife stay home is taking care of the family and stuff like that. But I realized that when you work so hard though, and you spending all your time at work and 2-3 jobs or whatever, you're not raising your family. like you're not raising your sons, you're not raising your daughters, you're not raising them. It's like, and they're probably gonna hate you because you're not around or not like you. Because I know with my father, he was never really around, and whenever he came home, he was like, he's tired, he's going to sleep. So he never really taught me much until later in life when we all grown. That's when he taught me. But it's like that side of it. Basically, my father, he did his stuff too. Like, you know, basically when you have a woman like that, it's a lot of control, a lot of power you have over them when they basically dependent on you. So you feel as a man that you could probably do things and not ask for permission because you're paying for everything. You feel like as a man, even if you wanted to go lay down with someone else, you could do that because you feel like you earned that because you do everything. And like I said, I personally I don't want my say that again.
I said, which is very selfish thinking to anybody out there that is doing that.
Yeah, but I think that's the mind frame of men like that because they are carrying 100% of the household and they feel like they can't be told. They feel like they have that full control to do whatever. It's their money. If they have a conversation or argument, it's my money. Like that's gonna come up. It's my money. I can do what I want. It's my money. I'm the one working. But you have your wife at home taking care of the kids, taking them to the doctor's appointment, taking them to school. That's a lot of responsibility. That's a lot of work. It might be even harder than the job that you're doing at work because like I've done that side. I've you know, I have my own business. I have flexibility to stay home and stuff like that. So I've done that side. So I understand the perspective of being a stay-at-home dad or a stay-at-home wife or whatever, because it's a lot of responsibility. You know, you have to do a lot of things that requires, you know, it's hard work. So I understand both sides of that equation. And if as a man, if you're working so much or whatever, you know, it's hard work too. It's like, you know, I get both sides. You're tired or whatever, but I don't like his approach. I would want a 50-50 household. I would want to share the workload. I always say to myself and you or whatever, whoever's listening, I have a great partner. I feel like we're married and we have a partnership. She does stuff, I do stuff. It's probably 50-50, and more than likely it's 50-50. Whether the money is 50-50 or not, it's the workload is 50-50. We share the workload. She does things that I don't do. I do things she don't do. So my perspective on that is like 50-50 is what it should be for me, but I'm not telling you how it should be for you, but I don't agree with his approach. I see a lot of holes in his approach, and but if it works for him, it works for him. But that wouldn't work for me.
It's only holes in his approach if it doesn't work for you. For him, I could see how it could work because, like I said, somewhat of what he does and how he is approaching things is kind of what I do. Like I told you, I pay for everything in the house except groceries. She buys groceries, but any bill, light bill, cable, internet, grass, maintenance, mortgage, all of that, I pay for it. Everything, insurance, I pay it. Car, I pay it all. But that works for me.
Yeah. But you want me to tell you the flaw in that though? Like,
no. Because before you tell me the flaw, I was listening to you and saying the holes and what it could cause, and like you think you can get away with this, you can get away with that because you pay it all. I've already had to go through that, and I'm mature enough to know that I'm not going to throw it in your face. I know what your job or what you bring to the table, so I'm not going to say what you do isn't important to what I do. That's why I said that first date, no matter where you're at, McDonald's, Ruth Chris, the park, in the seat of my car, you tell me what your plan is. If your plan is, hey, listen, I make $300,000 a year, man. All I want is a nice woman to come home to, make sure this is done, and that's it. Maybe you're the one.
That's why stay on that though. You come home, you want your dinner on the table, right? Because you work hard. You gonna come home and you're gonna start cooking. Where you gonna come home
No,
to? You
so
come
that's
home.
what
Where you
that's
coming home to?
again. That goes back to that first date or those first few dates or whatever. And you see, you can feel out the type of person that you're sitting across from. Maybe that's a perfect fit, or
Bro,
maybe
I'm
it's
no, I'm
almost
asking if
I
you're
know what you're
working
asking.
hard
If I'm
and you
working
come
hard,
home, then
not
when you coming
necessarily,
home,
not necessarily. Like there's been topics like that I've heard, and I used to get offended. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm supposed to come home to a hot meal. What are you talking about? I work
yeah,
18 hours a
right,
day,
right.
but
That's your shit. You
but
should.
you should not get upset
What?
because you should not get upset if you really had a good first date or a good first few dates because you're gonna know what type of woman you have. Maybe you have a woman that said all this shit, but you found out 3-4 dates down the line she's a fucking liar. So you can't get mad 5 years down the line when you missed a hot meal because I remember she was a liar. You know what I mean? So you know through time what type of person you have.
Like,
It
why would
works.
you marry a liar? I'm
You're
just
not
not
gonna marry a liar, but I'm
right. So you're
saying
not gonna marry that person. So
exactly.
right.
So through time, you will find if this is the right one or not. You won't, and you might get surprised one day you don't have a hot meal. You have that conversation. Hey, look, I do work. I do this, do this, do this. You do this, do this, do this. Come on, I'm doing my part. Can you do yours? That's it.
I want to, just to end this topic, man. The only flaw that I wanted to point out, and I can't wrap my brain around it, and I don't want to spend another 20 minutes on it, but just the fact that it's when you say you pay all the bills, you do all of this, it's like I'm pretty sure it's just your account that we're talking about. Like it's not a joint account.
I'm not
Is it?
married either.
Right. I'm just saying, but even I know a lot of men that are married that does the same thing that you're saying and have their own account. Like I
Well,
have relatives that the man have his account and the woman have her account. It's not joint. It's whatever. That's your money and that's my money. I don't know. Maybe that's okay. Maybe that's majority, but that's not how it's done for us. We have a joint account. So, like I said, whenever we go to a restaurant or whatever, it's coming out the same account. Whatever we buy, it's coming out the same account. So it's like I don't look at that dynamic like, oh, I'm paying for it or you're paying for it. It's like we're joint. We're 50-50.
My way is not perfect. Your way is not perfect. It just works for you. Mine's work for me. I'm not saying that I don't understand what other people are doing, like separate accounts and this your money is your money. It just works for them. My layout is working for me right now. Your layout's working for you. If something was a hiccup between, then you're gonna have to make some changes.
Let me ask you this question: if you were to get married, would you would you get rid of your account, have a joint account, and
I already talked about this. I just didn't mention it when I was telling you all of this. But yeah, if that happens, we get in a joint. Huh?
He said you already talked about it, but you didn't mention it. So
I said I did about the joint account because you was asking about joint account. I didn't mention joint accounts.
I know, but you said you already talked about it, and then you said, whatever. But I didn't mention it, so I was like an oxymoron type of thing. Like two different things. So you saying you would have a joint account?
Yeah.
So it would be you. So you would get rid of your account. You would still have your account, or it would just be a joint account. Let me ask you. So it would be you have a single account, she have a single account, and then you have a joint account, or would it just be a joint account? Her name on everything, your name on everything.
This is. I'm glad you asked me that question because now I want to tie it into every person and everything, everybody that's out there, no matter what your money is. I'm not rich by far, but I think and how I've talked about it with my partner is that your money is your money right now. My money is my money right now. When we do get married, we have a joint account. But your money that you made before we got that joint account is yours.
Okay.
And what I have right now, it'll be mine. So I say that to say this is my mind thinking of any level of life. Let's say you're a billionaire and you marry the waitress at IHOP. You have $1 billion in your account. That waitress has about $76.32, and her check, is coming, whatever. It's a big difference, right? But the way the world sees that, once you get married, whatever he have in his account, whatever you have in your account is joined, and now that's your money. That shouldn't be fair. I built that $1 billion. So I'm saying, if I was a billionaire, I think the law should be like, hey, whatever you made prior is yours, and whatever she made prior is ours. Moving forward, whatever money we make together is ours. I just can't stand when I see a rich person that married somebody that was regular, and now they got to split their money. That just doesn't make sense to me. You didn't build that foundation.
There's levels to that. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym type of
exactly.
thing.
I was just about to say that.
There's levels to it, especially if you was with someone since high school or whatever, and since when they didn't have no money, and then they become whatever. But you have laws, you have judges that determine how much someone should get. You have prenups, you have different levels to it. But when you become married, you become one. Right. So whatever is his is yours. So if you don't want that union, you shouldn't get married. Right. So I mean, that's just a part of making that commitment to each other.
You signed up for it.
Right. So that's why you would sign a prenup saying otherwise. But if not, then yes, the wife is entitled to half of everything because she's the wife. She's what's yours is hers. Right. But what's going on in the news, man? Let's get into the news.
The news, man.
Or this news segment. We should have some theme music. It should have something. Yeah, this shit. Does this shit matter? This shit don't matter what.
Nah, man. Actually, I want to get on to the some a little bit of sad news. I know everybody heard about it, but I'm just shed some light on it. We had a mass shooting in Maine. Robert Hard. Very sad. Did you hear about it?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, man. So he's an Army guy, went into, started in a bowling alley, shot up some people, got back in his car 10 minutes later, went into a bar, shot up some more people. It spent 2 days looking for this man that injured and killed 18 people. And found him not too far from where he used to work, killed himself. There's been a lot of shootings, mass shootings all over. I know we're in a tough time right now, and it's probably in one of the worst times. Thankfully, that it's not more than what we were seeing. It kind of like been controlled some or separated, a year or two. Is thankful that it's not like back to back. But it's been a lot, more than enough. And when I first saw it, you're in Florida. I'm in Texas.
Yeah,
very gun friendly states.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not big on guns, man. Are you big on guns?
Nah, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for protecting yourself if you have to, but I don't know. This story is kind of too fresh to really dive in it, but I just don't like the direction that the world is going in. I mean, people have more guns and resources right now, or money. And what is the focus from that? Are we caught up in the movie world where we need 10, 15 guns just in case somebody comes? I mean, how many people are coming? And what are you doing with your life that you need that many? Now, yeah, if you are in in a lifestyle where you need that much protection, I understand it. But if you work at the library or at the supermarket and you're just a cashier or something, you think somebody hates you that much that you need that much ammo, that much guns? So I'm not even talking about the topic right now. I was talking about, the guy that shot people up, but I'm just talking about the day-to-day person.
Well, it ties in because someone once, a gun advocate once told me it's better to have a gun than wish you had a gun.
Yeah, but
and in that situation, right? someone shooting up people. If you had a gun, maybe in that situation you could have pulled it out and stop him from shooting 18. Maybe you
No, but I'm talking about one. But I'm
yeah,
because the reason I said that we in both gun states. So I know you have coworkers. I have coworkers, and they talk about guns all the time.
yes, and
like what I'm about to get, what I got. Like
I could get into that because I'm around them. I'm not a gun advocate, but I'm around people, family members too. They like to go hunting. Some of these people with all these guns, it's a sport to them. They love it. They go shooting. They have different guns and different ranges. They go, shoot far or whatever with their big rifles or whatever it is. And some of these people also believe in like something bad is going to happen in the world where they're going to need to defend themselves, family, or country type of thing, like a martial law type of thing. Like it just everything just go crazy, and they need to defend their land or defend whatever. So they need to have their cases of weapons. Like there's people in this world that truly believe something like that, and the way the world is going, it's not even far off that might happen. Whether it means like taking over a government, or you saw what happened with the election
House
thing. Well, it wasn't the White House, was it? It was the Capitol or wherever they stormed, right? Like they try to basically change the results of the election, and they stormed the Capitol. So if that could happen, I mean, again, who knows? So they want to be prepared for times, or you watch Walking Dead type of stuff. Like people believe all kinds of crazy things might happen, so you want have all your ammo. Because there was a time that you couldn't even find ammo. Like there was a time that if you wanted ammo, you couldn't find it because it was off the shelf. Everybody was buying it up. Why everybody buying it up? You don't want to be that guy that everything happened when the thing does hit the fan. You don't have a weapon, or you have a weapon, you only have one, and you don't have enough ammo. I mean, you want to be prepared. You don't want to be. It's like what they say: be prepared so you don't have to get prepared, type of thing. You want to you never know. So I'm not prepared in that way. I do want to protect my family, so in that regard, but I don't carry it with me everywhere I go, and I don't have like 10 weapons. Just in case something happens where we have to defend ourselves and our country, type of thing. But I'm not gonna knock the people who do, because the way the world is, you never know. And these mass shooting, I don't know if it's a mass shooting. I would wish I had my weapon on me. If someone out there blasting, like, damn, I wish I would have brought my weapon with me. It's just, you want to have it on you.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm just talking about the people that's walking around with like 10, 15. Like it's just like,
yeah.
What do you know that I don't know that you have to have that many right now?
The ones who do the mass shooting, you think they have like 10, 15 weapons?
Definitely. I mean,
right. So I'm just saying again, do you want? If we're talking about sides here,
just
if we're talking about okay, if you're one and they're 10, 15, the only thing I'm saying is if you know people out there got 10 to 15, what are you doing with one? If there's a war about to happen.
I mean, so one person is coming to shoot up 15. By the time you get to that 15 one, hopefully that one guy has a gun that he could just take him out or try to take him out. But so everybody's supposed to walk around with 5, 6 because there's so many crazy ones out there. Like
the only point I'm making is be prepared, just like they're being prepared. Like I wouldn't want to be caught. Like, okay, you got 5 and I got 1. So when my one is ran out or my one get kicked off or what, I don't have another one I could go grab. But I just want to, if it's like if you're going against someone, if they're more prepared than you, they have more weapons than you, you're probably going to lose.
I feel like we didn't already talked about this in another segment, but before we move on, I just want to tie back to saying that let's get to our mental health, man, because this is what this is all about. I mean, this man shooting up a bar and an alley. He didn't know those people. he's from that area, so he's probably mad at that, you know, everybody that's in that area. I don't know why. There's no reason behind it, but it would have been prevented if he would have focused on his mental health a little bit more, or he had somebody in the corner that he could talk to, or something, you know. So that's what we got to focus on. That's the more important thing with all of this.
Also, I mean, gotta bring it up, because like the people who does these things, because you speak about mental health, and we all have issues that we could work through, but it's only one group of people who constantly does this mass shooting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all suffer from mental health, but why, like, our group is not doing that? Why is it only that one group of people that's doing it?
You know, we had one.
We had one. We had one.
Yeah, we had one, and he converted that kid into doing it. He was shooting up people at the gas station and everything.
Okay, I think going around was like a sniper type of thing.
Yeah,
ex-cop or something like that.
Right. Yeah. So
okay.
we had one.
We had one. Okay.
Nice run, but we didn't. But that's
we ain't claiming that one because he was part of like the military, and they screw people up over there. But I don't know. I don't want to turn into a race thing, but it's like if we want to solve the problem, I mean, you got to really analyze it. And it's not normally us doing it, but we suffer from issues too.
Yeah.
So but we're not really going around shooting up a place. I don't know why people do that.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
All right, check your mental health, man. Let's not make it a depressing one. Let's get back into the more of that shit don't matter.
You got some Brown. Well, does that shit matter? What we was talking about?
Oh yeah, mental health. We got to check
that shit matters. Definitely, that shit matters.
All right, definitely matters. The next one is Chris Brown. This guy is back in trouble again. Man is suing him in London. He hit somebody over the head with a bottle in February of this year.
Allegedly, or he definitely did it?
No, he's saying that the club that he was at, the club's called Tape. They have footage, so he's now suing. Man's claiming that he suffered head injuries and leg injuries. I'm gonna call someone bullshit on it because Chris Brown is 34. The man he beat up was 43. Not saying that a 34-year-old can't beat up a 43-year-old in that as much as he did, but Chris Brown, I'm pretty sure, wasn't by himself. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure if something pops off, he swings and that man attempts to swing, he's got 3-4 people that's going to tear his ass up. You know what I mean? I'm almost willing to bet when that camera comes forward, I'm very impressed if that was just a one-on-one. And I'm going to give Chris Brown a benefit of the doubt. When you're being a celebrity at that high of a stature, you are a target for a quick come up. If I see you over there popping bottles, getting money, not saying me per se, but somebody that is looking for a quick come up, I'm going to do anything to antagonize you to make you attack me. Now I got a paycheck. You know what I mean? So I think that's probably what happened. Maybe he was being a dick, had a couple drinks and hey Chris, he's a bitch. You don't want to take a picture with me. And he's like, what? You call me a bitch? Take that bottle to the head. And maybe he got up. Oh, and now the security is coming and is kicking the shit out of him because they said it was a head injury and leg injury. So he was probably stomped out, thrown to the floor or something. That was some shit that Chris probably started, but somebody finished it for him. Now he's going to get blamed for it all. I was looking for the video. I didn't see it. I'm going to still look for it because I want to know. But we're not going to stop right there. The problem with this is that Chris is notorious for getting in trouble. I mean, he got in trouble a couple of months ago with Usher. I don't know if you heard about that. Yeah, Usher. And
was that real though? At a concert or something?
Allegedly. I mean,
Well, go ahead.
if you look it up, it say they was at a skating ring at a party. Chris said some slick shit and left. And Usher went behind him with his tour bus. And then Chris came out the bus and he got jumped.
Chris got
jumped? No, Chris didn't get jumped. Chris jumped Usher, I'm sorry. Probably with him and his security or whatever.
We should have
you
a
could say
segment called fake news, man. I don't believe that.
He's fake, but that ass whooping that Rihanna got in 2009,
that was real. Nah, but we have images and stuff with that.
So it's the point is, it's like when you get that much in trouble, like he got off with a slap on the wrist, a couple years probation, and he had to do violence class, counseling for violence. You know what I mean? Did 1 year
many years ago, but yeah,
right. He did it. It was 2009. He did public apology, but he's
bounced back. I mean, he's still not fully back. He that definitely killed his career.
He's still making so
not as much as he would have been. Like they loved Chris Brown before that.
In 2022,
a lot of people don't rock with Chris Brown after that.
I think last year he's supposed to get an award and was booed. Yeah. And Kelly Rowland had to like kind of stop it and say, you know, chill or whatever. I'm gonna take the award, you know, for him. Now he puts a lot of good music out. I listen to his music. And the problem is that I'm thinking he might be the new R. Kelly. R. Kelly took a while before they said, all right, that's enough. Your ass is going to jail. Chris is going in the same direction, bro. You cannot keep getting in trouble for the same shit.
Not R. Kelly, man. Not R. Kelly. Don't put him in the same breath as R. Kelly. Yeah, maybe Bobby Brown, not R. Kelly.
What?
Like,
why you say that?
Because R. Kelly is in jail right now for like child.
And you know how long it took them to lock his ass up? He should have been locked up a long time.
Yes, but he's more doing Bobby Brown stuff than R. Kelly stuff. That's all I'm saying.
The point is,
he ain't with no
Chris Brown. Chris Brown has a lot of hits, making a lot of money for people, and a lot of this shit gets brushed under the table when you make a lot of money for people, or you get slapped on the wrist.
He would have been further along. He would have been more popular, more famous if he wasn't for his history.
Yeah. Definitely, because he started out he had two combo. He sang and he's dance. You know,
Rihanna a billionaire right now. I wonder how that man feel about that, but not that it matters.
I don't really care.
He had a winner. This shit definitely don't matter. I don't really. Chris Brown. I like some of his music. I don't really. If I hear something good, I'll rock with it. But I'm not a fan. No, I'm not a fan. Especially Rihanna was under Jay-Z umbrella, and if Jay ain't rocking with you, I ain't rocking with you type of stuff. That was how I was.
He got a lot. I get it. You could brush a person off for what their catalog is because you don't listen to it, but the man has a lot of hits, man. A lot of hits. So
he's still immature type of thing. Like, bro, you gotta grow up, man.
No, definitely. I don't disagree on that. I mean, you making that much money, you that popular, you trying to get that stink off you, and he seems like he don't give a fuck, right?
A lot of them artists hate to generalize, but they all be on drugs, bro. And so that dictates your actions because they be taking a lot of stuff. They sing about it in their songs and rap about it. They all be on some stuff, and
that's a problem. I mean, any celebrity out there, your sober moments, you need to really look at your circle because if you're that fucked up all the time and nobody's saying anything, everybody's saying, "Nah, you good, bro. You making money, you deserve it."
It's almost all of them that does it. And if you're not doing it, you probably like looking at yourself like, "Why am I?" Let me ask you this question. I mean, it's gonna be hard for you to answer, but if you had to perform and get on stage in front of 100,000 people, I always remember something that you told me, so I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind. But I'm gonna let you answer the question. If you had to perform in front of, dance and sing in front of 100,000 people, are you gonna do something to get you in a space to do that performance?
At that point, when you're at that level, you shouldn't need to. People do it. If you got 100,000 people coming,
I'm not asking about you. Like, if you like, would you like? It's nerve wracking, bro. Like to get in a room and talk in front of 10 people. It's like you're nervous to just do that, or being on an interview and talking one-on-one or to someone you don't know. A lot of people get nervous. So to perform, just put yourself. Try to put yourself in performer's shoes. You're performing in front of, let's say, 20,000 people. You're dancing, like just dancing in front of. He likes to dance. He danced in front of 20,000 people, or sing in front of 20,000 people. Or are you going to do something to get you a little bit high or a little bit like buzz so you could do that performance? Because I think it'll be difficult to just go on stage and just perform. Are you doing that to just get going?
Not all the time. I probably would, but not all the time.
But you probably would. And I think a lot of artists are doing that. Like, and then if you do a little bit, it becomes an addiction. It becomes a habit. I could see why they do it, because I can't see myself going on stage dancing in front of 100,000 people. You got to kind of be on something. Sometimes I see these, when I watch these videos and I see people performing and dancing, I'm thinking to myself, he probably high right now, because like, how you performing?
No,
but like looking like a fool too, like dancing, looking like a fool, doing all kinds of. I'm like, you look like a buffoon in front of like 100,000. Like, you gotta be on something to be dancing like nobody is looking, type of thing.
No, but that's why I said it's sometimes, because that being in front of a crowd and you getting the love and the support is a high in itself. You this is the last time you've gotten a praise from people just because you was there, like a group of people. That's a great feeling. You know, I told you, I put myself in my daughter's shoes when she went to her prom, and she got that just barrage of just people embracing her. You look good and all that shit. This is a special feeling. So you under the influence, you're not going to get that same feeling. You're going to get the feeling from you being high. You know what I mean? So it's a 50-50, man.
I wouldn't say 50-50, but you have a point. I would say the number is higher on the drug side. But when you mentioned when was the last time you got that type of praise? Like, I always wanted to play basketball, like be in front of I never had that experience. I played basketball a lot, but I never had like a crowd watching me, cheering me, booing me, whatever. Yeah, I would imagine it would be nerve-wracking. I would bring my family sometimes, back when my kids was younger, my wife and my kids, and I never played well. I never had like great games. I had decent games, but I never had great games. But it was the last time I worked, we doing some restructuring at the job. I work nights or whatever, and they bringing down the number of people working at nights to a lesser number. So all the supervisors, when was leaving, all the supervisors was at the door, or at the where everybody walk out. They was waiting for everybody, and they was making like a big scene. They had a microphone, and they was calling out everybody's name that was coming down, and they was like try to give, giving everybody a 5 or whatever. And it was like a Soul Train line. Like, you have supervisor on one side, supervisor on that side. And when I saw it, I don't know what made me do it. But like, you know how in a basketball game, when you're running through the lineup with your hands tapping, like I did that. Like I felt a little bit hype when they called me, and I ran through it, pop, 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 pop. Like, I felt a little hype. So that put me that put me in a stage where I kind of jumped out of my character a little bit. But because like you said, that could be a drug. So I kind of agree with you to that point. But yeah, to perform 20,000 people, I just feel like you're probably going to be on something to get through it. But that shit don't matter. That shit don't matter.
Chris, stop putting your hands on people. Leave people alone. Make your money dance.
So he might have deserved that.
Did what? Deserve? Oh yeah, he does.
Come on, all right.
The person that got hit probably deserved it, but there's ways that you can do it, and you don't get
somebody disrespect you, call you a certain thing. It's like, bro,
what you got security for? What you got?
Okay, well, they should be quicker than that because they should have been the one to hit him first. But like a lot of times, the celebrities is right there, so it's like they react. It's like I'm not blaming someone for their reaction like that, man. Unless you hit a woman, like you got to control yourself, like you know what I'm saying. But like a lot of times, it's just a reaction. You just reacted. So if somebody called you an N-word or said something derogatory to you, and you react, that's just my reaction, bro. You shouldn't have said what you said. I wouldn't have reacted how I reacted. But on that note, man, it was a decent show, man. What do you think? Any closing thoughts?
I had one more, but now we getting off this bus. I was just talking about the NBA.
Yeah, I love the NBA, bro.
All right. Well, no. We're gonna. All I'm gonna say is like, let's ask one final question. There's a couple people that I got my eye on. The new teams restructured. I like the Bucks. Spurs is gonna look like something, but Victor from the Spurs.
Yeah, gonna even try his last name.
I know it, but I'm gonna have to read it. And
the big baguette from France.
Whatever. That motherfucker. What do you think about it?
He's an alien, bro.
I mean, he's so look. Last game, man hit 3 for 5 from the threes. Like he's 7-4, bro. The only problem I have with his game is he's just too fucking skinny. Excuse my language. He's too skinny. I feel like the wrong foul, he's done.
You know how old he is? He's probably young. He's probably like 20, probably.
Whatever. He's
but when you say he's skinny, that I'm into the NBA. So when you say he's skinny, that's natural for a 20-year-old. Like he's not in. He doesn't have an NBA body.
He's always in a way. Like he's so tall in the way, I feel like he can't help but get bumped, even if he don't. But the only good thing with this NBA is kind of like no contact that much. You know, you really got to be doing something to get contact. But if he does go to the finals, not the finals, I don't think he's getting that far. If he do go to the playoffs, it's going to start to get harder. Or when he gets closer to getting to the playoffs, that's when people really touching you, whether you can't be touched or not.
He's very tall. He has skill. He has talent. He has the mentality to be great. There's a lot of factors. Like you said, he's skinny. He don't have the NBA body. He doesn't have the NBA knowledge as far as where he should be, the plays and stuff like that. These are things you're going to learn as he get older. So definitely not the finals the first year. He has a lot of growth to go. But he is an alien. He is going to do special things. He's probably going to make the All-Star team because he's probably going to get the votes. But is he having like the monster numbers even a couple games in?
No, he's only 2 games in. It's still early. I just wanted to shout him out. I mean, he is looking like something for the future. I just want him to be bulked up a little bit more, and I'm pretty sure he's working in that direction. He did gain some weight over the.
Just when you get older, you're gonna get just naturally. When you get older, your body gonna get bigger, just naturally. Right. But he's gonna. There's a lot of players like I remember Dwight Howard when he came in, he was really skinny. Yeah, and then over the years, you bulk up. You always
LeBron bulked up too.
Yeah, exactly. I think they all do. Like if you look at a picture of your rookie year compared to how they are now, even if it's fat, you're gonna get bigger. You know what I mean? Like
he's still skinny, but he gained some weight. He was.
If you look at how he was when he first came, AD is a lot bigger than how he was, and it's going to be the same case.
AD and KD
for this guy too. KD was real skinny. Yeah, so that's what we see all the time. So just my thing, I always give a rookie 3 years before they're like a star. Right. But it might be a year and a half for him. Like he's good. He's talented.
Finish it off with the last question. If the playoffs was to start today, who's getting the ring this year?
Nobody's stopping Denver right now, and Phoenix. They could be the team, but even 2 games in, 3 games in,
not fully healthy yet, so you haven't seen
Right.
Booker.
Haven't seen them. Seen 2 out of 3. They look nice with 2 out of 3. They won last night with just Kevin Durant. They beat Utah last night and they gave Lakers some trouble, and they didn't have the other 2 stars. So imagine the 2 stars, the 3 stars playing together.
So this is the West you're talking about. What are you seeing in the East?
It's definitely a 2-man race, 2-team race between Milwaukee and Boston. There's not going to be no surprises there. It's going to be Milwaukee and Boston for the championship. There's no team. The East is still weak. There's nobody challenging them. Philly, Cleveland, teams that should be. They're not.
I don't know where Harden is going to
go. Part of me want him in LA with LeBron, just because we kind of need someone else to create. I think the point guard that we have now is not the guy. Russell
Reeves.
Reeves is more for 2 guard, and he's not ready. But D'Angelo Russell, he's our point guard, and he's not really a true point guard. To I think Harden will be. It was a guy on ESPN, Perkins, Big Perk, Kendrick Perkins. He mentioned he was the first one that I heard say, "I wish the Lakers would trade for James Harden, because James Harden could be a great addition for AD, because he will." The pick and roll, the way he liked to pass the ball, James Harden is really good with that, and he will get AD a lot of easy baskets. And if he wanted to create and get his own, he could do that if we need him to. So I would like.
Who they gonna get rid of? They're gonna get rid of.
You got to get rid of not just one, but definitely D'Angelo Russell, and then you would have to find someone else to match the money.
I honestly really like Russell's game. D'Angelo Russell. I like his game, but you're right. He's not. He's not a point guard.
It doesn't fit for us. I mean, it's like, bro, we need more than that, and you don't give it to us. Like, he's capable. He's nice, but he's still to me. He's still a kid, man. I don't know. We need some grown ups.
Look like the rookie that you put in when you create your character on NBA 2K. That's what I just can't stand his haircut, man.
Who's that? Who are you talking about?
Reeves.
Oh, okay. I like Reeves because he makes the right plays. He plays hard.
Yeah. No, he does. He is, but it's whatever.
I wouldn't want to give him up, but
all right. So you got Nuggets in the West, and I agree. I'm leaning more towards
Boston.
Bucks. For East.
It's tough, bro. Boston is loaded.
Man.
Nice starting 5.
Yeah.
Milwaukee got 2 great players. But Boston have like 5 guys that could give it to you for 48 minutes. They got a team. I don't play the pause. Everybody's playing the pause. I was listening to a radio with 2 white guys, and they talking about pause. I'm like, what the hell? Killer Cam got everybody saying pause.
Yeah, let me do that shit for a minute, man.
Yeah, it is spreading.
Can you watch this show, Cameron and Mace?
I don't watch the whole show, but I watch clips.
Some clips.
It's a good show. They got something different, got something going.
Let's get off this bus, man.
Yeah, we off the bus, man. Get off the bus.